Well, heading into our Tuesday, we are holding on to plenty of cloud cover as we're heading out there, but still on the warm up towards the lower 90s. We'll give you a look at those feels like temperatures coming up in a few more minutes.
The Rockport City Council expected to vote today on new water rates for residents. I'll show you how much more you can expect to pay for water coming up.
I'm Stephanie Molina in Robstown, where the community is remembering the man behind the stats. Coming up, how Richard Gillespie left a lasting mark on Robstown sports.
Good morning, everyone. You are watching Chris 6 Sunrise. As always, waking up with the Hoffmans today. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. Folks, it is Tuesday. I know, just getting the week started right, but let's make it a good one. Let's check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones for a look at your forecast.
Well, hey there, Coastal Bend. Taking a look through our Coastal Bend Weather Watchers group on Facebook, saw this great shot. Thank you to Tiffany Moreno-Gonzalez for sending this one in from B County. Just a wonderful picture there, and either way, if you see any good shots like this one, maybe sunrises or sunsets or some of the rain that works through the area, hopefully you also take a quick photo or video, submit that to our Coastal Bend Weather Watchers group. Although if you're not already a member, definitely going to see some more good shots after you join that group. As we're heading through our Tuesday forecast, going to be on the warm-up, but holding on to a decent amount of cloud cover overhead, still pushing those upper 80s, if not 90 degrees on the money for our daytime high. I'm calling about 91 actually over by the International Airport for our Corpus Christi high. Winds out of the southeast today closer to that 10 to 15 mile an hour mark with gusts upwards of 20 miles an hour. In terms of our forecast heat index though, like we talked about, the heat index is definitely ramping up with the abundant humidity in our atmosphere, still pushing the century mark at times as we're heading into the afternoon. Otherwise still those upper 90s as we're heading out there, but we do have some more rain on the board. We'll get you a look at that future tracker coming up. Now let's take a look at some of those traffic tips before you hit the road this morning. Keep in mind we're still, of course, seeing that construction near SPID and Airline Road that's been going on and going to continue going on as we're heading out there, but still needs a little extra caution as you're heading out on the roadways. Keep in mind we could see some of those wet roads possible. Not seeing too much on the radar as of right now this morning, but could see more of that spotty shower activity as we're heading through the later morning hours and especially as we're heading into this afternoon for northern portions of the Coastal Bend. So either way, we're hoping you have a safe and great Tuesday morning commute as you're heading out there.
Well, if you live in Rockport, you may soon be paying more for your water. Tonight, City Council expected to take the second and final vote on a multi-year water rate increase, saying that the changes, well, they're needed after years of rising wholesale water costs and ongoing drought conditions.
Rockport city leaders are considering new water rates after finding the city needs to adjust rates to cover the actual cost of providing water service. According to city documents, officials cite Stage 3 water restrictions and 2 wholesale water rate increases over the past 2 years as driving factors behind the proposal. The ordinance would establish a series of 6 scheduled rate increases extending through 2030 for residential, commercial, and wholesale customers. Here's a quick look at the impacts. A typical homeowner inside the city limits using 5,000 gallons of water and wastewater service, they'd see a monthly bill increase from $97.33 to $102.26, beginning with the July rates, an increase of about $4.93, or just over 5%. When the next scheduled adjustment takes effect in October, the same bill would rise to $109.59. About $7.33 more. The customers outside the city limits would also see higher bills. Using the same amount of water, average monthly bill would increase from $119.19 to $122.21 in July, then $128.14 after the October adjustment. One Rockport resident I spoke with had a message for City Council before the vote.
Keep in mind that it may not affect one person $1, but $1 may make a difference for another person in a very negative way.
Well, City Council expected to take the second and final vote on the ordinance during Tuesday night's meeting. We'll be sure to keep you updated on the outcome.
I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Jacob Daniels, and if you've ever walked from Ennis Jocelyn to Paul Jones, you know you might be stuck walking in the street. Now, that could be changing.
Along this stretch of Holly Road near the Monteverdi neighborhoods, there's no safe place to walk. Families with strollers, joggers, and cyclists are forced to share the road with heavy traffic just off of Ennis Jocelyn. Sarah Silvis lives here and says it's a daily challenge.
We have to kind of do a little zigzag through all these neighborhoods to cut out on the other side to Holly. So just coming out of my backyard and taking a straight shot would be awesome.
But that might all be changing soon with a new sidewalk. And beyond making Sarah's walk shorter and safer, she believes the sidewalk will have a bigger impact on the entire neighborhood.
Really encourages our community to use facilities like that. It encourages families to, like I said, get their bikes out, put your baby in the stroller or wagon and just spend some time outside.
Currently, there's no safe pedestrian path to the nature preserve, forcing people to use the road, and that challenge becomes dangerous for people like Rebecca Ryan, another Monte Verde neighbor who jogs this route regularly.
Not everybody's a great driver. Not everybody's considerate for joggers or bikers. So anytime we're forced to go on the road, you have to be very cautious.
Neighbors are happy that help might be coming soon, with the city planning to start construction this fall, paving the way from Ennis Jocelyn to Paul Jones, connecting the neighborhood directly to the nature preserve with the new sidewalks.
I'm very excited to hear that it's coming. Oh yes, I can go jogging later in the evening. I'll have a safe way to jog now, and I can get to the nature preserve.
It's a project years in the making, and for families here, the finish line may be finally in sight.
For neighbors here, it means a safer walk and a straight shot to the nature preserve. Reporting from the south side, I'm Jacob Daniels, Chris 6 News.
Corpus Christi firefighters jumped into action to save a furry friend over the 4th of July weekend.
That's right. A concerned citizen actually called for help after spotting a dog stranded in the Corpus Christi Bay. The dog was swimming away from the land. Crews from Engine 11 and Medic 11 quickly arrived on scene. They spotted the distressed dog and went into the water. Firefighters safely brought the doggo back to shore. Animal Care Services also responded to help with the rescue.
The Kingsville Police Department is hosting a blood drive this morning. It's happening right outside the police station. The event runs from 9 in the morning until 11. You'll get a reward for rolling up your sleeves too. Every blood donor gets a free t-shirt. You'll also get a pair of tickets to see the Corpus Christi Hooks play. So make sure you stop by early to give blood and claim your prizes.
A national blood emergency has been declared by the American Red Cross.
In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has a closer look at the severity of hospital shortages.
It happens every summer. Blood donations spiral downward while demand spikes. But this year, the hit on the blood supply has gone well beyond all expectations.
In the past several weeks, we've seen an increased need from hospitals of about 3,500 units of blood each week, beyond what we would typically expect.
In the month of June alone, the American Red Cross says their supply of the nation's blood has been depleted by nearly 25%. Summer is already seen as trauma season, when hospitals tend to see more serious injuries and medical emergencies. Add in people traveling, plus July 4th celebrations and popular sporting events. It's equaled an influx of people in certain areas and an unpredictable need for patients.
When we see that our inventories are starting to drop and that hospitals may be forced to make difficult decisions, that's really when we need to put a call to action to bring donors in to help replenish those stores.
While all blood types are needed, the Red Cross says the shortage is especially serious for O positive and B negative blood, as well as plasma from donors who have type AB blood.
Someone needs a blood transfusion every 2 seconds in the United States. And so there are patients out there whose lives depend on the generosity of their community members coming in to give the gift of life.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The third annual nonprofit night is coming up this week, and to tell us all about it, we have some special guests in our studio today. We have Loretta with the Special K Foundation, and we also have Jen, a familiar face with Mind Your Business. Thank you guys so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Well, Jen, first of all, you guys have been hosting the event for coming on 3 years now. How does it feel to bring it back?
It feels exciting and overwhelming all at once, but to say that this is our third year and we've helped 45 nonprofits in 3 years is a good feeling to have in this community. It really truly is all 100% thanks to the sponsors who donate to this, because literally this could not happen without any of them.
So what can people expect this time around if they end up attending?
We have 15 nonprofits. It's a superhero theme, so we do encourage people to come out dressed up. I have a costume ready to go, right? Everybody's gonna be dressed up. It is a free event, right? Anybody and everybody anybody in the community is welcome to please come out and learn about these nonprofits. There's going to be some really exciting raffle items that we're going to have there. We have a Hugh Jackman signed Wolverine. We have Tom Holland signed Spider-Man memorabilia, Henry Cavill signed Superman memorabilia, and even a Halle Berry signed Catwoman memorabilia. At the end of the night, that's the really big fun part, is that all of the nonprofits come up one at a time and they put their name in a drum and we spin the drum, and then based on how many sponsors we received, how much money we raised, we do give away big checks at the end of the night to some of the nonprofits that are in attendance.
It really speaks for itself, but can you tell us what your mission was and what inspired you to put this together in the first place?
When I started this 3 years ago, I just had a dream, right? And I thought maybe I could help and I could do some good in the community. There are local nonprofits that they're the little guys, but not a lot of people know about them, but they deserve just as much marketing and promotion and funding as any of the other organizations that we have in our city.
Loretta, you have been standing here, but you know what is so awesome? I just heard that you just started up your nonprofit last year. What encouraged you to participate in Nonprofit Night this year, though?
The exposure to know other nonprofits that's in the community to piggyback off of and help in the community.
Thank you guys so much for coming here today. And folks, don't forget, Nonprofit Night is this Thursday at 6 p.m. at Mansion Royale. And hey, FYI, your favorite anchors, Michelle Hoffman, myself, and Brian Hoffman, will also be your MCs that night.
Chris Six, a part of the Scripps News Group.
Richard Gillespie, the longtime Robstown sports statistician, has passed away after his third battle with cancer. I'm Stephanie Molina, and I heard from those who knew him about the legacy he leaves behind and the decades of dedication to the community.
He's doing stats out there.
That's how many people in Robstown are remembering Richard Gillespie as a familiar face at Robstown ISD sporting events. For decades, he kept stats for countless games, leaving his own mark on cotton picker athletics.
He was a really good student in that he was very conscientious about everything he did. And that translated later when he joined the athletic department as a statistician. He was always dead accurate in what he had to do.
Those who knew Gillespie say his impact extended far beyond the scorebook, remembering him as someone who quietly helped others without seeking recognition. On Sunday morning, Gillespie passed away after his third battle with cancer. For many in the community, he will always be remembered as a true cotton picker legend.
The Coast Bend Food Bank will hold a mobile distribution this morning. On-site check-in will start at 6 with the distribution running from 7 until 9:30. Those picking up food will need to stay in the vehicle. No phone use will be allowed while driving into the distribution line. But after registration, you'll get a QR code that will need to be presented during your turn. This happens over at 5442 Bear Lane.
Oh, hey there, Coastal Bend. Taking a look at the big weather picture as we're heading out there. We do have some more showers and storms off to the northwest, closer to the San Antonio area, even skirting along northern portions of the Coastal Bend, but most of us just dealing with that cloud cover as we're waking up so far for our Tuesday morning. You can see as we take the wider view of the Lone Star State, most of that rain activity has been just centered to the west of San Antonio into northwestern portions of the watershed, which could mean some good news for our lake levels as we're heading through the next few days, but still got to hope that the soil doesn't absorb too much of that rain. Either way, a lot has been coming down over the past 24 hours. As we're going through our future tracker here locally around the Coastal Bend, could see some more spotty showers as we're heading through our Tuesday, although still pretty unlikely as we're heading out there. Mainly holding on to that good deck of cloud cover overhead, with temperatures still pushing the lower 90s for most of our daytime highs, if not those upper 80s. Heading into our Wednesday morning, that's where this activity starts to shift a little bit closer to home. We're mainly going to be focusing on western and northern portions of the Coastal Bend, so areas towards Benavides through George West into Beeville. Could see some more of those scattered downpours as we're heading into our Wednesday morning and as we go through our Wednesday afternoon before the rain chances start to dry up entirely as we're heading towards our Wednesday evening into Thursday. But back onto our Tuesday, of course, let's look at that wind forecast as we're heading out there today. 10 to 15 miles an hour sustained out of the southeast is what we're expecting, with some of those peak gusts pushing about 20 to 22 miles per hour as we're heading through the afternoon, but not overly windy for us here in Corpus Christi. For our rain chances, they do start to peak as we're heading in towards Wednesday morning, but but still not going to be that widespread activity like we just saw on the future tracker, more so that isolated to scattered activity showing back up in terms of downpours at times, mainly going to be focused on northern and western portions of the coastal bend. Something else that you might notice as you're heading out there is plenty of haze on the horizon thanks to the Saharan dust working back overhead, and going to see more pulses of it as we're heading through the week ahead. Here's how it's shaping up on the 7-day forecast, though we're still holding on to plenty of heat and feeling like summer in South Texas, chasing 92 degrees as we're heading into Friday and Saturday.
In 2 weeks, federal agents shot and killed a man during an immigration enforcement operation.
That's right. As NBC's Alice Barr explains, lawmakers want answers.
A community vigil in Maine overnight, where there's a growing outcry over an ICE officer fatally shooting a man. This video shows a white car driving in a circle with an ICE officer trying to grab the door handle. It's not clear if this was before or after the shots were fired. Another video shows what appears to be federal agents pulling a limp body from a car and putting the man's hands behind his back. In a statement, an ICE spokesperson said the vehicle attempted to flee and that, fearing for public safety, an officer fired his weapon, saying ICE was there conducting targeted surveillance on the last known address of someone with a final order of removal when a person who was not in the country legally left the house in the car. But Maine Independent Senator Angus King says the Homeland Security Secretary told him the intended target is not who was killed.
The person they were after was not the guy they ended up shooting. And then, as you say, the statement does not allege that the officer felt that he was in danger.
Two immigrant rights organizations tell NBC News the man killed was a 26-year-old from Colombia who was authorized to work in the U.S. and had been issued a Social Security number. Authorities have not publicly identified him. The ICE officer was not wearing a body camera, also the case in another recent fatal ICE shooting in Houston, where Homeland Security says the man weaponized a vehicle against officers, though some Texas officials question that, adding that man had lived in the U.S. for 35 years and was also not ICE's target. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is vowing to dismantle the International Criminal Court. In an opinion piece in the Wall Street Journal, Rubio urged other countries to join the effort and threatened potential cuts to U.S. assistance for those who don't. Rubio accused the ICC of waging a war against America. Issues with the International Criminal Court go back to President Donald Trump's first term, when he targeted the ICC for seeking to investigate alleged war crimes committed by U.S. forces in Afghanistan. The second Trump administration has imposed a slew of sanctions against ICC officials for their attempts to investigate the U.S. and Israel's conduct.
Now, say hello to your neighbors. This is your Chris 6 News Sunrise Shoutouts.
Hi, my name is Ben Molina with Habitat for Humanity Corpus Christi, and we want to wish everyone in the Coastal Bend region, especially Robstown here, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, hey, good morning to the Habitat for Humanity team. Great to see you guys. We hope you have a terrific day.
And we hope you know you're appreciated. Folks, if you want to send us your own shout out video, all you have to do is scan the QR code on your screen or head on over to our website, christv.com.
So a taste of Italy may be coming to Corpus Christi's west side. Olive Garden has announced a July 20th opening date for its newest location. Their new restaurant is in South Coast Plaza. That's at the corner of SPID and Greenwood. If you're looking for a job, that Olive Garden restaurant still hiring. And the Olive Garden is also bringing back their never-ending pasta pass. You get 13 weeks of never-ending pasta bowls starting August 24th. Pass costs $100.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Chris 6 Sunrise. Thank you so much for waking up with the Hoffmans. I'm Michelle Hoffman.
And I'm Brian Hoffman.
Well, howdy and happy Tuesday, Coastal Bend. Starting us off with our Lion of Utah Animal Services dog walking forecast. Today we've got Pablo on the board as we're heading out there. Definitely looks like he's ready to get out for a walk. And as we're heading out there this morning, going to be on the warm up through the 80s, pushing 84 degrees as we're heading in towards 9 a.m. with winds still out of the south today, about 10 to 15 miles an hour. That's as we're heading into the afternoon with, of course, those peak wind gusts pushing about 20 miles an hour. In terms of our rain chances today, we're mainly just dealing with that unlikely to stray category as we're heading through the afternoon. Starts to see them increase a little bit as we're heading in towards tomorrow, especially for our northern neighborhoods closer to Live Oak and B County there in Beeville. You could start to see the increase. That's going to be more of that scattered activity returning to the board tomorrow thanks to some of that extra moisture working in from San Antonio. As we're looking at our wind gust forecast heading out there today, like we talked about, pushing peak gusts upwards of 20 to 22 miles an hour as we're heading out through the afternoon. At least not overly windy for us here in Corpus Christi. We'll give you a look at the rest of the week coming up in a few more minutes. Now let's take a couple of looks at those tips before you hit the road this morning. Keep in mind wet roads are possible for some commutes as we're heading out there. Not seeing too much stray shower activity on the radar right now, but we're expecting more to pop up as we're heading into the afternoon. That construction along 286 between Weber and Staple Street is still continuing as we're heading out there today, so something to keep in mind as you're hitting the roadways. But keep in mind also that we could see more of those stray showers as we're heading into the afternoon. Either way, we're hoping you have a great and safe Tuesday morning commute as you're hitting the roadways.
Hey everyone, I'm Drew Bishop, and picking up trash is everyone's responsibility. I met one local couple who's doing their part in a unique way.
Before the sun rises, Elvira and Joe Villanueva are scouring Airline Road, not looking for treasure, but searching for trash.
At the beginning, when we started picking up the cans, there were some people that were, man, you guys are crazy.
But what may seem crazy to some has become routine for the pair. Every morning for 21 years, the Villanuevas wake up at 5 a.m. and canvass their neighborhood, looking for stray cans to collect for money and cleaning up trash along the way. It was 2005 when their doctor said they needed to walk more because of high blood pressure. But early on, the couple discovered that walking just to walk wasn't their speed.
And I thought, this is no fun. And so we would see a can here, a can there, and thought, okay, let's pick up cans. And since then, we do this, you know.
After over 2 decades of trash pickup, they've made some friends along the way.
That's another one. Good morning. That's another one. Another person that knows us.
But their biggest supporters are a hungry group of cats outside St. Pius Church.
One comes out, then the other one. It's we call it, oh, there's our little gang, and they start coming out, and they meet us. You know, they go maybe like a block away. They go and meet us. And
sure enough, the highlight of our 90-minute walk was serving breakfast to the feline family.
Come on, there.
The Villanuevas cash in the cans they find, but they say it's not about the money.
We get approached by some people. They want to give us money. Okay, oh, come on, we don't want to take your money. We're not doing it for people to give us money or nothing.
And while the couple are in their 70s, they tell me they don't plan to stop anytime soon. Reporting for Chris 6 News, I'm Drew Bishop.
South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster selected Lindsey Graham's sister to finish his Senate term. I'm Ashley Glass with the headlines we're covering here at Scripps News. This comes after the 71-year-old senator passed away suddenly over the weekend. McMaster chose Darlene Graham Norden after President Trump said he recommended her to the Republican governor. Primary election will be held to replace Graham on the November ballot. For the first time, the U.S. military used one-way sea drones in Sunday's strike against an Iranian port. The small boats have a range of 1,000 miles, and this video shows the vessels striking a submarine at a maintenance facility. Iran claims it destroyed a control center used by U.S. unmanned boats during an attack in Bahrain. That's according to Iranian media. Health officials in Michigan say lettuce and salad greens may be behind the diarrhea outbreak as cases rise above 3,000. Lettuce and salad greens have repeatedly come up during the investigation into the Cyclospora parasite, but officials caution other foods can't be ruled out, and no specific grower or supplier has been identified. 31 states are reporting cases, but it's not clear if they are all part of the same outbreak.
Nonstop News, sponsored by Ewald Kubota.
I'm Gita Strayer, and coming up, what really keeps families hooked on the fishing capital of Texas?
The Rockport City Council expected to vote today on new water rates for residents. I'll show you how much more you can expect to pay for water coming up.
Well, hey there and happy Tuesday, Coastal Bend. Looking at our future tracker as we're heading through the day ahead, we're holding on to a decent amount of cloud cover overhead, but still going to see those temperatures top out around 90 degrees for our daytime high and feeling closer to those mid and upper 90s as we're heading out this afternoon. Of course, that's thanks to all of the abundant humidity we have in the atmosphere. That could lead to a couple of stray showers for northern neighborhoods, but that becomes even more likely as we're heading in towards our Wednesday morning and into Wednesday afternoon is where we're expecting the widest coverage for the Coastal Bend. Still not going to be widespread torrential downpour activity, but at least getting more of those scattered downpours showing up for areas towards Live Oak, B County, and maybe even off to the west towards Duval County before it starts to dry up as we're heading in towards our Wednesday evening. In terms of the potential rainfall totals, like we talked about, most of us going to come out of this event probably pretty dry, unfortunately. But where we do see some of those downpours setting up, we could pick up another 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 of an inch. And as you look off towards the northwest, that's where we're going to see the highest rainfall totals. That's going to be pushing into northwestern portions of the watershed. So hopefully that could mean some good news for our lake levels as we're heading through the next couple of weeks. For our rain chances as we're heading out there, going to start to see them peak going into tomorrow morning like we talked about, but still only that isolated to scattered activity showing up on the radar. Rain chances do start to dry up though as we're heading in towards this weekend, so if you're already making those weekend plans, looking like you should be okay as you're heading out there from about Friday through Sunday. In terms of our temperatures, we're going to see a light dip as we're heading into tomorrow, just slightly below average towards 89 if not 90 degrees for the daytime high, and then that slow climb as we're heading through the next few days. As the rain chances dry up, the temperatures start to go up back into those low and mid 90s as we're heading in towards next week. Here's how it's looking right now as we're heading through the 7-day forecast for here in Corpus Christi. Still holding on to about 91 degrees today, 90 tomorrow as we're heading out there thanks to a few more showers showing back up on the board. Still going to be holding on to those lower 90s into the weekend and feels like temperatures pushing closer to that century mark as we see more sunshine come out with overnight lows not providing too much relief, nearing 80 degrees as we head into the weekend.
Well, if you live in Rockport, you may soon be paying more for your water. Tonight, City Council expected to take the second and final vote on a multi-year water rate increase, saying that the changes, well, they're needed after years of rising wholesale water costs and ongoing drought conditions.
Rockport city leaders are considering new water rates after finding the city needs to adjust rates to cover the actual cost of providing water service. According to city documents, officials cite Sage 3 water restrictions and 2 wholesale water rate increases over the past 2 years as driving factors behind the proposal. The ordinance would establish a series of 6 scheduled rate increases extending through 2030 for residential, commercial, and wholesale customers. Here's a quick look at the impacts. A typical homeowner inside the city limits using 5,000 gallons of water and wastewater service, they'd see a monthly bill increase from $97.33 to $102.26, beginning with the July rates, an increase of about $4.93, or just over 5%. When the next scheduled adjustment takes effect in October, the same bill would rise to $109.59. About $7.33 more. The customers outside the city limits would also see higher bills. Using the same amount of water, average monthly bill would increase from $119.19 to $122.21 in July, then $128.14 after the October adjustment. One Rockport resident I spoke with had a message for City Council before the vote.
Keep in mind that it may not affect one person $1, but $1 may make a difference for another person in a very negative way.
Well, City Council expected to take the second and final vote on the ordinance during Tuesday night's meeting. We'll be sure to keep you updated on the outcome.
I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Jacob Daniels, and if you've ever walked from Ennis Jocelyn to Paul Jones, you know you might be stuck walking in the street. Now, that could be changing.
Along this stretch of Holly Road near the Monteverde neighborhoods, there's no safe place to walk. Families with strollers, joggers, and cyclists are forced to share the road with heavy traffic just off of Ennis Jocelyn. Sarah Silvis lives here and says it's a daily challenge.
We have to kind of do a little zigzag through all these neighborhoods to cut out on the other side
to Holly, so just coming out of my backyard and taking a straight shot would be awesome.
But that might all be changing soon with a new sidewalk. And beyond making Sarah's walk shorter and safer, she believes the sidewalk will have a bigger impact on the entire neighborhood.
Really encourages our community to use facilities like that. It encourages families to, like I said, get their bikes out, put your baby in the stroller or wagon, and just spend some time outside.
Currently, there's no safe pedestrian path to the nature preserve, forcing people to use the road, and that challenge becomes dangerous for people like Rebecca Ryan, another Monteverde neighbor who jogs this route regularly.
Not everybody's a great driver, not everybody's considerate for joggers or bikers, so anytime we're forced to go on the road, you have to be very cautious.
Neighbors are happy that help might be coming soon, with the city planning to start construction this fall, paving the way from Ennis Jocelyn to Paul Jones, connecting the neighborhood directly to the nature preserve with the new sidewalks.
I'm very excited to hear that it's coming. Oh yes, I can go jogging later in the evening. I'll have a safe way to jog now, and I can get to the nature preserve.
It's a project years in the making, and for families here, the finish line may be finally in sight.
For neighbors here, it means a safer walk and a straight shot to the nature preserve. Reporting from the south side, I'm Jacob Daniels, Chris 6 News.
I'm Gita Strayer, and I'm in Port Aransas, a place where families have been coming for generations to do one thing: fish. But for some people, it's not just about what's on the line.
Captain John McIntyre has been fishing these waters for most of his life.
Well, I've been fishing here since I was a little kid. Since I was probably 8 or 10 years old, my parents always came down here on vacation, and I've lived down here working on fishing boats since about 2000.
But for Isidro Pondo, who started bringing his own kids here 10 years ago, the catch isn't the only thing that got him hooked.
This builds memories, and they won't forget it. So when they get married, have their family, they'll be able to bring their family here, and they won't forget the good times.
He says the memories of these family trips will outlast him and his wife.
I'll be gone one of these days. My wife will be gone, their mom. At least they'll remember that, and they'll keep the legacy going every year. They'll remember to spend time with family, how valuable it is, versus working every day and not spending a little vacation.
The annual family tradition also helps him unwind from his stressful job in the medical field.
And just fishing out here, it just helps me relax and forget about everything.
Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned pro, McIntyre says the fishing capital has something for everyone.
You can buy you a cheap rod and reel and go on one of the free fishing piers here in town, or you can drop a lot of money and go on a big fancy private charter boat and go marlin fishing too. So there really is something kind of for everybody.
Whether you're a seasoned angler or just looking for a place to make memories with your family, locals will tell you that Port Aransas has everything you need. Reporting from Port Aransas, I'm Jada Strayer, Chris 6 News.
The Coast Bend Food Bank will hold a mobile distribution this morning. On-site check-in will start at 6 with the distribution running from 7 until 9:30. Those picking up food will need to stay in the vehicle. No phone use will be allowed while driving into the distribution line. But after registration, you'll get a QR code that will need to be presented during your turn. This happens over at 5442 Bear Lane.
Corpus Christi firefighters jumped into action to save a furry friend over the 4th of July weekend.
That's right. A concerned citizen actually called for help after spotting a dog stranded in the Corpus Christi Bay. The dog was swimming away from the land. Crews from Engine 11 and Medic 11 quickly arrived on scene. They spotted the distressed dog and went into the water. Firefighters safely brought the doggo back to shore. Animal Care Services also responded to help with the rescue. State health officials are warning Texans to stay away from wild animals. New data shows that a high number of confirmed rabies cases across the states is going on this year. Bats account for the most infections. Skunks and raccoons are also top carriers. Officials urge you to avoid approaching animals that appear sick or unusually tame. They also recommend keeping your pets vaccinated. If you are bitten or scratched, you should seek immediate medical attention. Harris County leaders are addressing a deadly shooting in Magnolia Park. Now, Commissioners Rodney Ellis and District Attorney Sean Terra held a press conference. They discussed the independent investigation into the death of Lorenzo Araujo. He was fatally shot last Tuesday. The shooting happened during a federal immigration enforcement operation. The agent that shot Araujo still has not been identified.
The brokerage giant Compass has made its fair share of headlines in recent months. The New York Attorney General's office is currently investigating its acquisition of a rival firm. But critics we spoke to don't necessarily take issue with the company's size. Their concern is the company's emphasis on private listings. And we wanted to understand why. When you shop for a home, most homes are listed publicly through a multiple listing service, or MLS. But some are marketed privately or off-market, and that's sparking debate about transparency. The Consumer Policy Center released a report criticizing Compass Real Estate. Compass recently acquired Anywhere Real Estate, the company behind brands like Century 21, Sotheby's, and Coldwell Banker, making Compass the world's largest residential real estate brokerage. The report claims Compass has prioritized private listings that are only available to certain buyers working with Compass agents.
If you have only a limited number of eyeballs on your property, you are not getting the best possible price and terms for you and your family.
Nick Liebert founded Exit Strategy Realty. He says there are cases like divorce or high-profile clients where privacy matters.
That can be dealt with without putting something in a private listing network where less people see it.
Compass is also in a legal dispute with Zillow over how homes appear on the platform. Scripps News reached out to Compass, a spokesperson telling us, quote, "A home belongs to the homeowner, not Zillow. Sellers should have the right to decide how their homes are marketed and where they are marketed." They add in part, quote, "If a homeowner believes a particular marketing strategy better protects the value of their home, agents should be free to provide that advice and execute that strategy without interference." Zillow economist Misha Fisher argues the more people who see a home, the fairer and more competitive the market becomes.
And if you're a buyer, you want to make sure that whatever agent you agree to work with is going to show you all the listings that are available, not just the ones that they have in their particular brokerage.
Other housing experts say there's no one-size-fits-all approach. Scripps News has confirmed that the New York Attorney General's Antitrust Bureau is investigating Compass following its acquisition of Anywhere Real Estate. The Attorney General's office did not provide a timeline for when the investigation could wrap up. The U.S. Justice Department chose not to extend its review of the merger. Holly Furfer, Scripps News Group.
Hey everyone, I'm Larissa Liska at Whataburger Field. The Corpus Christi Hooks won 2 of their 6 games against a tough Frisco Rough Riders team last week. Now they're looking to rebound against the San Antonio Missions in a 3-game road trip starting Friday. But before they leave, our Chris 6 Hooks Kid reporter sat down with a pitcher.
Hi, my name is Trenton, and this is
Brett Gillis, right-handed pitcher for the Corpus Christi Hooks.
What does baseball teach us about life?
Baseball is a game of failure, and there's a lot of failure in life, and it teaches you how to overcome it.
What is your best advice for a kid like my age?
The biggest thing would be just playing it a lot. But my advice to you as a kid your age is to play a bunch of sports, not just baseball. Probably play soccer and football and basketball.
I play soccer, but I play football and baseball.
Football and baseball, there you go. Basketball? Yeah. Yeah, I would play soccer too. It teaches you how to be a better athlete.
If you could change the rules of baseball, what would you change?
I would put the pitcher's mound 6 feet closer so I could strike out more hitters.
That's smart. I said you couldn't get out on base. That would be so much easier.
Good work. Nice job. How old are you?
7.
7. Wow, interviewing people already.
The Corpus Christi Hooks 3-game road trip to San Antonio starts on Friday before they come back to Whataburger Field against the Amarillo Sod Poodles next week.
The San Antonio Spurs are looking for a new home. The team wants to build a new arena in downtown. Spurs Sports and Entertainment asking for your help. The group is actually holding 10 community meetings to get input from fans statewide. The first meeting happened on Monday. If everything goes as planned, the new arena will open for the 2032 and 2033 NBA season.
This year's newly formatted Home Run Derby was nothing short of fireworks. Jordan Walker is your 2026 Home Run Derby champion. The St. Louis Cardinals star faced Kyle Schwarber in the finals, and Schwarber set a high bar with 11 home runs. Walker was down to his final swing with only 8. He needed to keep hitting it out of the park to stay alive. Walker hit 4 straight home runs to pull off the comeback win. This was his first time competing in the Derby.
Atlanta police are ramping up security for Wednesday's World Cup semi-final match. England will take on Argentina. It is considered a high-risk game because of tensions dating back to the 1982 Falkland War. Videos online show fans from both countries clashing in Miami over the weekend. Police say extra officers are already in place. They will be strategically assigned in and around the Atlanta venues.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
A $35 million widening project on FM 624 begins today. Drivers will see traffic shift to a 1-lane setup with automated flaggers. In 4 years, the finished road will feature 3 lanes in each direction, along with new sidewalks.
Well, the city of Three Rivers spraying for mosquitoes this week. Spraying is going to take place on Mondays and Fridays at 6 a.m. This is part of an effort to reduce the mosquito population in that area.
Flaunt is recalling about 1,400 MagSafe battery chargers due to burn risk. Regulators say that they can overheat and catch fire. The affected products have a circular button and model number E33A.
Well, Kia has recalled more than 460,000 vehicles over the risk of fire. The affected models are 2020 to 2024 Tellurides. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says that the front power seat motor may overheat and cause a fire.
A reminder, folks, prices are higher at the U.S. Postal Service office. The price for a Forever stamp will go up by 4 cents from 78 to 82 cents. Package shipping prices will also increase by about 6.3% on average.
Well, a new Meta AI feature was short-lived after widespread backlash. Groups called the new feature a violation of privacy and likeness rights. Meta says that the tool missed the mark, causing the removal. And those are your 6 things you need to know.
Well, taking one more look at our Tuesday forecast, you can see we're going to be on the warm-up, pushing about 90 degrees for the daytime high. I'm actually calling 91 over at the International Airport. Wind-wise today, shaping up out of the southeast, 10 to 15 miles per hour, with those peak gusts still pushing about 20 miles an hour. For our 7-day forecast, we're going to start to see a few more showers showing back up on the radar as we head in towards our Wednesday morning, but expecting that for northern portions of the coastal bend. Either way, holding on to plenty of heat in the lower 90s for daytime highs, and hoping you have a great rest of your Tuesday out there.